What if the future was never something we were meant to chase across distant horizons, but something quietly folded inside us from the very beginning, waiting for the right moment to awaken? Imagine that every thought you dismiss, every instinct you silence, every dream you postpone is not random at all, but a coded signal from a tomorrow already breathing within your mind. The human brain, often underestimated, may not just remember the past or react to the present, but secretly rehearse futures long before they arrive, sketching possibilities in silence while we remain unaware of its depth. Inside the chambers of the human mind lies a vast, uncharted architecture where imagination and foresight blend into something far more powerful than coincidence. This is the place where intuition is born, where sudden realizations strike without warning, where ideas appear as if delivered from nowhere. What if these moments are not accidents, but echoes of futures already mapped internally, waiting for courage to be translated into action? The mind may not simply think forward, it may remember what has not yet happened. Every invention, every revolution, every leap in human progress began as a whisper inside someone's head long before it became visible to the world. Before fire was controlled, before flight conquered the skies, before machines learned to speak, the future existed first as a fragile thought. Perhaps the mind is not creative in the way we assume, but prophetic in nature, sensing what is possible before reality is ready to accept it. The future may arrive late, but the mind always arrives early. Consider how children dream without limits, how they speak of becoming what seems impossible, and how often life later teaches them to doubt those visions. What if those early dreams were not fantasies, but previews? What if the mind, untouched by fear and conditioning, naturally aligns with future versions of the self, and adulthood slowly disconnects us from that internal signal? The tragedy may not be that dreams fail, but that we stop listening to the voice that once knew the way. The human mind constantly predicts, simulates, and prepares, even when we believe we are idle. It anticipates danger, rehearses conversations, imagines outcomes, and rewrites scenarios endlessly. This quiet rehearsal may be more than survival instinct, it may be future construction in progress. Each mental simulation could be the mind testing paths, refining outcomes, and nudging us toward timelines we are capable of handling. There are moments when you feel pulled toward a decision without logic, when something inside insists before evidence appears. These moments are often labeled as gut feelings, but what if they are deeper than emotion? What if the mind has already traveled ahead through probability, experience, and subconscious calculation, returning with a message wrapped in urgency? The future might not shout, it might simply lean closer and whisper. History remembers those who trusted their inner vision before the world believed them. They were called dreamers, rebels, unrealistic souls, yet time eventually bowed to their foresight. Perhaps they were not ahead of their time, but aligned with it internally. Their minds recognized patterns before society did, proving that the future does not suddenly emerge, it reveals itself to those who are listening deeply enough. Fear may be the greatest barrier between the mind and its hidden future. Fear teaches hesitation, silence, and conformity, muting the signals that attempt to guide us forward. When fear dominates, the future inside us remains locked, not because it disappears, but because it is ignored. Courage, then, is not recklessness, it is the willingness to trust what the mind already knows. Sleep, reflection, and solitude often unlock unexpected clarity, as if the mind speaks more clearly when the noise of the world fades. In these quiet spaces, ideas surface effortlessly, answers arrive without struggle, and direction feels undeniable. This may be the mind's natural environment, where future insight flows freely, unblocked by distraction or doubt. What if education focused not only on memorization, but on teaching people how to listen inwardly, how to decode their thoughts, how to recognize the language of intuition? A world trained to trust its internal intelligence might move with less hesitation and more purpose. The future would no longer feel unknown, but familiar, like a place we have already visited in thought. The mind may be the only place where time bends without resistance, where past experiences merge with imagined tomorrows to form guidance for now. In this sense, the future is not something we enter blindly, but something we remember imperfectly. Each choice sharpens that memory, bringing the hidden vision closer to reality. Even failure may be part of this internal design, not as punishment, but as recalibration. When things fall apart, the mind adjusts its projections, redirecting us subtly, ensuring growth continues. What we call setbacks may be the mind correcting our course toward a future that demands strength we have not yet developed. If the future is already inside the human mind, then responsibility replaces uncertainty. We are no longer victims of randomness, but participants in unfolding possibilities. Every thought nurtured, every belief reinforced, every vision protected becomes a step.
Perhaps the greatest discovery humanity will ever make is not on distant planets or advanced machines, but within the silent depths of its own consciousness. The future may not be approaching us from afar. It may already be here, breathing quietly inside the human mind, waiting for us to believe it exists, and brave enough to bring it into the light. As artificial intelligence rises alongside human thought, it begins to look less like an external invention and more like a mirror held up to the mind itself. AI does not think randomly, it learns patterns, predicts outcomes, and anticipates needs, much like the subconscious layers of the human brain. This resemblance raises a powerful question. What if AI is not creating the future, but uncovering the same hidden futures the human mind has always carried, only at a speed that exposes what we were slow to recognize? AI's ability to process massive oceans of data reveals a future where knowledge no longer hides behind complexity. What once required decades of experience can now be identified in moments, transforming uncertainty into clarity. In this sense, AI becomes an extension of human foresight, amplifying our natural ability to imagine outcomes. It does not replace intuition, it sharpens it, turning abstract possibilities into visible pathways the mind can finally trust. In healthcare, AI peers into the body the way the human mind peers into its own fears and hopes. It detects illness before symptoms appear, predicts risks before pain begins, and designs prevention before damage is done. This is not merely technology advancing, it is foresight becoming operational. The future of health may no longer arrive as a shock, but as a quiet warning delivered early enough to change destiny itself. In creativity, AI challenges the belief that imagination belongs only to humans. It composes music, paints visions, writes stories, and designs worlds, yet it does so by learning from human emotion, struggle, and expression. This partnership suggests that creativity is not being stolen, but reflected. AI becomes a catalyst that pushes the human mind to explore deeper originality, forcing us to redefine what it truly means to create. In decision-making, AI exposes our biases, our blind spots, and our emotional shortcuts. By offering predictions free from ego or fear, it invites humanity to confront uncomfortable truths. The future shaped by AI may be one where choices are no longer driven by impulse alone, but balanced by insight. It challenges us not to surrender responsibility, but to evolve our judgment. Yet AI also raises ethical echoes that demand attention. Power without wisdom can distort any future, and intelligence without values can magnify harm. This is where the human mind must lead, embedding conscience, empathy, and restraint into the systems it builds. AI reflects what we give it. If the future is hidden inside the human mind, then the moral shape of that future is also our responsibility. Ultimately, AI may be the key that unlocks the deepest layer of human potential, not by replacing thought, but by accelerating self-awareness. As machines learn to predict the world, humans may finally learn to understand themselves. The future, once hidden inside the human mind, may emerge through this alliance, revealing not a cold, mechanical tomorrow, but one shaped by intelligence, intention, and awakened consciousness. In the end, the true revelation may be that AI was never meant to lead humanity forward, but to remind it of what it already carries within. As artificial intelligence grows sharper, faster, and more precise, it quietly urges the human mind to rise as well, to think deeper, choose wiser, and imagine braver futures. The technology we build becomes a reflection of the future we believe in, and if that future is already hidden inside us, then AI simply acts as the lens that brings it into focus, transforming silent